back, run it 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 back. Lost through the band, had to crawl back. Can't take no more L's, I need all that. Run off with a pack and get the dome crack. The 4 feel short, nigga 4 flat. Run it back, 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 run it back. Quit that little drop, now you hustling. They counted you out, now you bubbling. Took you some losses, but bounce back. Now they feeling for you like you good crack. Run it back, 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 run it back. Lost through the band, had to crawl back. Can't take no more L's, I need all that. Run off with a pack and get the dome crack. The 4 feel short, nigga 4 flat. Run it back, 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 run it back.
All right, welcome to episode 50 of the WarDawg Trail. I got a heavy hitter on the line with you tonight. I bring to you a military veteran and a firearms instructor down in the Miami area who is also an influencer and has the game on lock. I bring to you none other than Kaz Actual. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling. I've been wanting to get you on the show for a minute, man. Like I said, told you earlier, you're a part of this series that I've been running lately of some of the dopest people in the military, 2A, outdoors, and hunting that I could think of that I wanted to finally bring on the show, man. So I did mention before, I've been a fan for at least like 2 years now, bro. At least 2 years. So for any of the, anyone in the world that doesn't know, we're definitely about to introduce you to them tonight. That's real. All
right, cool. Let's get it.
Let's start off. Let us know about your military background, if you don't mind.
So I started off in the military when I was 17. I actually had to have my parents sign for me. I grew up in probably not so good an area, and I needed essentially to do something. You know what I mean? Like people going to jail, people doing stupid shit. And I always kind of wanted to join the military, and I like guns, stuff like that. Shit always was good for me. And I gotta be real about something though. And I was talking to my homeboy about this yesterday. And people are not gonna want to hear this, but it's facts. You know what I'm saying? So, I grew up in Georgia, right? And in Georgia, you're either white or you're black. And there's no in between. It's really interesting. But back in those days, this is early 2000s. There's still a lot of that you're either white or black. And essentially, man, I just got so tired of unfortunately, certain races of folks looking at me a certain way.
Yeah.
And I was like, what could make me, and this is really fucked up when you think about it, but I was like, what can make me or make those people feel comfortable about my presence? And I know that sounds
speak on it. That's deep. That's deep. Speak on it.
That's another reason why I joined the military, was to be accepted as an American in America by a certain class of people, or a certain race of people. So, people, man, I get this shit all the time, like, oh, racism is not there. It is. It's just in this industry, there's a lot of it too. I'll tell you some stories when we're going through this podcast, but that's one of the reasons why I joined the military. That, get my college paid for, but just be overall accepted by society, or by the majority, is really why I did it. Was that the best decision? It was good for me at that time. I pretty much had built up my career, both with my firearms training stuff, as well as just on my full-time job or whatnot. But when I joined the military, I started off as a military police. I did that for about, I don't know, maybe 2 years or something like that. I didn't stay long in that West. And then I deployed to Iraq. I was actually attached to a field artillery unit. And I remember being 4 attached to a field artillery unit. I mean, you just one of the dudes.
What year, bro?
That was 07, 08. So
All
like,
right, shit. All right.
yeah,
You know what it was like then. You know what it was like when it was hidden. When it was hidden, goddamn it, you know what it was like. All right.
Yeah, and it's a lot of people talk shit. They're like, "Oh, you're an MP. You're an MP. What does that do? Is teaching firearms?" And it's like, bro, I did that shit for like 2.5 years. But I will tell you that as a MP, we actually train more on handguns than we do anything because that's the primary weapon system that you have to qualify with. So I got promoted to E5 from a waiver because back then just trying to have as much leadership as possible. So I actually got a waiver to get E5, which is sergeant in the Army. And then I was in charge of the 9mm range, and I was qualifying people all the time, like they were deploying. So that's really where I got into firearms instruction, was from being an MP. And people, they'll bash that because they're like whatever. But I'm just going to show you that shooting wise, that's where a lot of it came from, was being the NCOIC of that 9mm range for the Beretta, which fucking sucks anyway. We all hate the Beretta, right? A lot of times Beretta welded on, sights are just janky, crappy. But when I ended up reclassing to human intelligence, and I became an interrogator. I got about 4 interrogation schools underneath my belt. I've done permissive operations. So I've done like surveillance. I've done kind of source operations, overt and, some other things. I didn't wear a uniform the last couple of years of my enlistment.
Okay.
And I got out of that and I went on a contract as a intel contractor overseas. So I was in a permissive environment. Obviously, we were doing quote unquote counterintelligence support for one of the places in the Middle East. And so I lived there for almost a year. And then I came back to the States and I worked at HSI as a contractor, Homeland Security Investigations, as an intel contractor for them. And then I got a job working at SOCOM as an intel contractor, part of the J2. And so we did a lot of stuff with the Libya operations. I was part of the global special operations planning team, which basically we were deciphering ways that we could communicate intelligence with the different NATO SOF forces, as well as doing target packages for the French Air Force and a whole bunch of other guys out there that are doing cool stuff. I left SOCOM, went back to work for HSI as a contractor, pretty much assisting their criminal investigative analysts as well as their special agents in intelligence analysis. And then I moved up to DC and worked at the DHS threat monitoring team, basically monitoring different counterterrorism threats, in the United States. And from there, I did Hurricane Sandy. So when you're part of the government, as a government employee, you have to work the emergency or natural disasters that come up. So I had to work Hurricane Sandy, which was a long process. And I didn't really understand much about emergency management at the time, but there's a lot that goes into that. And we were moving supply trucks in and out of Canada to New York, New Jersey, to assist in that, disaster. And then I moved back down to Atlanta because, if anyone knows, DC is super expensive to live at. And I actually started working on the Ebola task force for the CDC, and I was a project manager for that. It's funny enough, I had retired colonels and first sergeants working underneath me. And so it was always funny. I was like, oh, yeah, NCO is fucking telling you what to do now. You know what I mean?
That's how you do it.
Yeah,
that's how you do it.
I was the youngest GS-13 at the CDC at the time, which is pretty big. And around that time, man, like I wanted to get back in the military, so I joined the reserves unit, and I don't know, man. I got bored, and I've always liked shooting guns. I've been shooting guns this entire time. And me and a buddy, another NCO in the unit, he's a SWAT officer for the local PDs. We just wanted somewhere we go outside and shoot, right? Like we're just like we don't give a shit. Like I'm not trying to teach somebody. I just want to go out there and shoot myself, right? Like go out there, have fun, shoot guns, whatever. And one of the ranges, they were like, you got to teach classes. That's the only way that you could, use the range out here. And I'm like, shit, I don't really want to teach classes, but whatever. We'll do some stupid ass shit just to, just to go out there so we can use the range wherever we want. So we had a buddy of ours. He wanted us to do a bachelor party. We already had a lot of guns, so we brought a lot of AKs, a lot of different ARs and stuff like that out there. Nice. So we taught them like a basic rifle 1 class. Like it was like BRM 1, like it was like military style too. Like, like a little quarter on the fucking on the front sight post, so you can control your breathing and shit like that when you do
nice. You taking it back old school. Old school, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people
back then and work now.
Yeah,
still saving lives.
A lot of people won't fucking remember that, but I remember doing that shit. But we had a good time, man. And then one thing led to another. We started posting videos on social media and shit, and they started blowing up. And then I started training a bunch of like cops and like different like SWAT units and stuff like that. And then I actually got a special invite from one of the sheriff's office to go through SWAT school. So I actually went through SWAT as a civilian firearms instructor.
No shit.
Yeah. So
what's up, bro?
Yeah, but you know what? Like, I mean, it was. Don't get me wrong, it was fun, but I didn't necessarily like learn anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was fun, but it wasn't like. I guess I can say like basic SWAT school is like infantry school plus a couple of extra weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'll say. Like so I'll say like I would take y'all School of Infantry and maybe add in some more CQB and some vehicle stops, and that's pretty much SWAT school.
All right.
But I mean, again, like we've trained various SWAT teams. I mean, it's different when you actually go out there and start teaching people. But again, man, like one thing led to another. We've been teaching dudes for the last almost 8 years now.
All right.
I've been teaching folks all over the world, everywhere from Brazil to Switzerland. I'm actually leaving for Switzerland tomorrow to go teach a class.
All right.
But I mean, we got dudes all over the U.S. That teach for me. And most of our guys are like active duty, SF, SOF. We got some SWAT dudes as well that work for me as well. But yeah, man, that's pretty much what we do. Just in a nutshell and how I got there.
That's what's up, boss. Hey, my hat's off to you. Salute on so many levels. I can't really even put words to it. And I had dreams about trying to figure out what a SWAT school was like. So to know that you've actually been through one, bro, that's what I'm talking about. That's big ups, man. That's
we had a bunch of people fail the shoot-in, which is crazy. It's like 25 meters shooting, kneeling with a handgun at like a paper target, like an actual piece of paper, and they have to reload and shoot a sheet of paper too. People failed that from
shit.
Yeah, man. So I'm just saying, like every standard is different, but I haven't been thoroughly impressed with like most government units that I've seen so far. Some but some units I have, but like that's why like I get a lot of trolls sometimes be like, oh, you're a pogue and this, that, and the other. I'm like, bro, I haven't trained everybody you could think of. And I'll be honest with you, like my commercial training experience, the amount of years I've done it is almost the amount of years that I was in the military. So, you know what I'm saying? So at this point in time, it's like I don't even remember half the shit I learned in the military. Like, you know, back in 2005 and 7, I'm like, bro, that shit's old anyway. It's like if I think that's a lot of issues I see in the firearms community. It's like a lot of dudes try to bank on experience they got 15 years ago, but 15 years ago, shit was different. You know what I'm saying? We had soft skin Humvees. And
there you go, bro. Speak on that shit. Speak on that shit.
Like, I mean, when I was in Iraq, they just put the up arm, like, we had the kits, and they were putting them on, welding the fucking doors on the fucking Humvees and shit. I mean, bro, it's just like, you can't explain shit to people on the internet, man. Like, I mean, there's dudes out there that's like done 2 years in the Marine Corps, still in, like, trying to talk shit, and I'm like, bro, you're a boot. Like, you're a boot. Like, out of here, like, like,
hey, forget all that. They just because they don't realize and recognize that you're a combat vet. They don't realize they're talking to a war veteran, bro. You know what I'm saying?
About that, man. They'll knock that shit. They'll be like, well, you just shoot a dude in the face. And it's like, bro, like, I mean, it's so annoying, man. I just like, at this point, I'm just like, all right, bro, you win. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it don't even matter.
Yeah. Hey, game recognized game. When you in the ones who really know about it don't take time to get into pissing contests because you know what I'm saying. It can go a lot of different ways. I mean, part of the reason could be that we respect the game enough to know that the other side could have fucked you up too. You dig? So we don't brag about it, in that sense of because it could have went. But then at the same time,
hell, I'll be honest.
What's up?
I've got shot at more times in Atlanta than I had. I'll be 100% honest with you. Dude, talk that shit, but like, nah, man, like, it's just real out there in the streets, like, dead serious.
Straight up. All right. How about talk to us about being an influencer, boss? Because you're killing the game in the 2A industry.
Man, so I was.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me tell you one thing.
All right.
I just did an interview with Hoodneck. He told me to tell you what's up.
Yeah, Hoodneck. What's up, big dog? I see him out there with his new Ranger shit he got. He's popping up.
Yeah. Actually, he might win the nonprofit of the year in his part of Texas. Yeah, okay. I voted for him. I went online and voted for him yesterday and everything, but he might pull that off because he turned Hoodneck into an old 501c3 dog. I'm proud of him for that.
Yeah,
I'm proud of him, man. An Army veteran that did all that too.
He's a cool ass dude, man.
Yeah,
he's tall as hell. That dude's tall as hell. He's a stick, but he's cool. He's cool.
Yeah, he said he saw that I was gonna be talking to you, so he said, "Man, let him know I said what's up."
Yeah, man. More power to him. Yeah, man. You know what? This industry, bro. Like, as an influencer, it sucks, man. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, it's the only industry I've seen where like grown men and like it's like they literally just despise one another. I think it's because it's so manly. Like, guns are manly, and so everybody wants to be the most manly as a dude or something like that. It's like some sort of like
testosterone pissing contest.
100%. But there's like no real issues from what I've seen in the minority side of it. Like everybody, like, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
He talked to Body by O. He knows me too, so O's a good dude. He's out there in Texas too. You got Black Rambo. I know people like to trash him, but he's a dope ass dude. He got some good energy too. And shout out to him.
I interviewed him about 2 weeks ago, bro. Yeah.
I just saw him at TriggerCon. Me and him were just bullshitting around or whatever. But yeah, he's cool, man. He's cool as shit. But man, it's just the industry, bro. Like, and I hate to say this, but us being black or brown, like, and I hate to bring to it, but it is an uphill battle, bro. Like 100%. Like,
hey, speak on it, bro. Speak on it.
Is that uphill battle. I had a range here in Miami. They basically, so I'll give you the story. They have a CQB shoot house here in Miami, or they did, but they lost it because of the lease or some shit. And the cadre there, they have an elevator, and they're like, oh yeah, all you guys can get in the elevator and then storm off. It'd be funny. It's like a clown car type thing. I'm like, yeah, that sounds funny as hell. Like, I'm all about having a good time, having fun and stuff like that. And so we're running like sim guns and shit. So there's no real bullets in any of the guns. Like, actually, most of the bolts are out of the guns, so the guns don't even shoot anyway. So they're like props almost, right? And so, it's at the end of the day, and we get all the students in this tiny ass little elevator, and the cadre or the range owners of cadre there hand me a flashbang. It's like a toy flashbang or whatever, to put in the elevator. So as soon as we exit the elevator, it goes boom, and then we all come out, right? And so I post that video, and dudes are like, "Oh, y'all are flagging each other, and oh my God, it's unsafe, and blah blah blah." And then I'm like, dude, like, we're just having fun. Like, there's no
Yeah.
It's like,
let me speak on that real quick, if you don't mind. Let me
go ahead.
All right. People don't understand. There's entertainment and there's tactics. You feel what I'm saying?
That's entertainment.
Obviously, I mean, yeah. Obviously, there's shit that that you see it even in movies and TV, every day. So I don't know why they treat a real person doing certain things where it's like, no, bro, it wasn't like the way you looking at it, and it wasn't like about following. I'm never against gun safety now, but I'm saying like they totally look like what is and entertainment versus real tactics type of shit. And I hate when you run into those types who go bumping at the mouth like that.
But the bad thing was the range owner. He's some retired cop dude, whatever. He's an asshole, but he called me up and he's like, "Hey, we saw that video that y'all posted," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, you mean the video that your cadre member told us to do and gave us the flashbang to do?" And he didn't know that shit, so he was talking out his neck and saying some bullshit.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Well, you're kind of seen as like the Black Rambo of the instructor world," and I'm like, "What does that mean, bro? Like, what are you trying to say?" Like, yeah. So that's the type of shit. That's the type of shit that I get that none of these other dudes get, man. I'm telling you, like, I get looked at funny. Like, I was at TriggerCon, and just shout out to Terrainier Arms and whatnot, for having me out there. We had a good time and everything like that. But they open it up to the public, so they give the media like a day or an hour to shoot and film some footage or whatever. But I had some like random like Oklahoma people coming up to me. They're like, essentially the dude was like, he's trying to be he's trying to be like cool, you know what I'm saying? But it was just like, bro, like, he basically just said was like, he's like, I accept, like who you guys are or something like that. Like, that's basically what he said. I was just looking at him like, bro, I didn't fucking ask you anything. Like, I accept you for being a redneck, but like I didn't say that shit. That's the type of shit, bro. Like it's weird, bro. It's interesting, man. Like, it's like this community's trash, to be honest with you. Honestly, if I didn't have a business and I didn't like have like the following that I have, I don't think I would do it again, to be honest. It's just there's too many hateful people, bro, and like I've met some really good people, don't get me wrong, like Black Rambo, and some other folks. Even the Rainier Arm guys are fucking legit too. But man, there's a lot of like I would at least have to say about 70% of the industry is just like egotists, man. Like, they think they're better than you. Oh, you weren't soft, you weren't SF. Oh, you're trash. You don't know what you're doing, bro. Like, I've shot with a lot of SF or soft dudes that can't shoot at all. So that don't mean shit. I know some civilian shooters out here that can shoot all of us underneath the bus. You know what I'm saying? So like that don't
Hey, speak on it. Speak on it. That's the truth. That's the truth.
I mean, your background again, like I always tell dudes, thank you for your service, whatever, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, I want to know what you can do now. I don't give a shit what you did 10 years ago. What can you do now? Are you fat, out of shape? You can't shoot. You shoot a handgun like they did back in the fucking 40s. I don't give a shit. If you can't shoot, you can't perform now. Thank you for your service. But again, I don't give a shit. Guess what? We all deployed. We're all veterans at some point in time. Like, I don't care. Like, let me see what you can do today, right now. And we have a slogan that I trademarked: run your gun, not your mouth. It is what it is. You run your gun or shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that easy, bro.
Bet.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I have fun shooting guns. I like going out to different places, like meeting new people and shit like that. But man, the industry is toxic as fuck. And being an influencer, like, I think if I didn't do firearms instruction, I think I'd have a more fun time doing it. But because I do teach, there's a lot of people that are like, well, why are you teaching firearms? What makes you able to teach firearms? You're not soft. You're not a Green Beret. You're not Special Forces. It's like, okay, bro, like, calm down. You know what I mean? But that's the mindset that there is a lot of in this industry. And I've talked to new guys that are trying to get into the industry too. I have veterans all the time reach out to me daily, was like asking me questions and stuff. And, it's saturated now, right? It's a saturated market. There's always a company out there. But the other thing I tell people is, like, what makes you different than this dude down the street? Like, what makes your training different than that guy over there? You know what I mean? Are you just another white dude teaching classes? I mean, there's like a dime a dozen Navy SEALs out there teaching classes. What are you going to bring to the table? You're bringing a new idea. You're doing some new concept. Like, what are you doing that's different than that? And I'll say for myself, I think I have probably the most diverse group of students that come to my classes, right? Like, I think we have a video of literally, people of different occupations and different races of people that are all shooting together, which you don't typically see at a firearms class. And that's one thing I can say is I bring all the people together to shoot. Like, I mean, even in some of my classes in Atlanta, I've had people that are super Democrat, then I've had people that are super Republican, and then and they're both in the same class shooting together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is what I try to bring people together, try to get people to shoot. I'm just not with the elitist, type shit that goes on in this industry for the most part. But and I'll tell you what separates my training from other people's training. I will tell you this right now is I teach a lot of non-dominant shooting. So non-dominant hand shooting, non-support or support side shooting. I teach a lot of that. And I think it goes in part to what I try to prepare my students for, which is one man, because you are only one man. You don't have a stack of dudes behind you like a SWAT team does. You're one dude. When you're out there and you're still carrying, guess how many dudes you are? One. So I teach what happens if your right hand goes down. Well, you got your left hand, right? So you're going to be shooting with your left hand. So I teach a lot of that because, being a civilian and being a concealed carry, an armed citizen, it's good to be able to minimize your exposure and be able to be well-rounded all the way. So that's kind of my spiel. I don't hear you if you say anything.
All right, there we go.
What happened? You lost me?
Yeah, bro, I have no idea. I never had that happen ever before, so I don't even know what to tell you.
All good. What
We
else you
back
got
though.
for
We
me?
back.
You heard last? What'd you hear last?
Let me see. Is your camera on?
Yeah, my camera's on.
All right. I got an image of you that's stuck.
Here, let me. You want me to leave real quick, or let me turn it on, turn it off?
I'm thinking it's this app because that's what just had the problem in the first place.
Let me log back in real quick. Hold up.
All right. All right, there we go, bro.
All right, cool.
All right. Last thing I remember, we were talking about how racist the gun industry is.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, I've met some cool people. I've done some cool things. Like, I've done a lot of different things with firearms since I've been in it. So it's got its pros and its cons.
All right. Now, when did you start your whole, YouTube, Instagram, and dominating the social media game? When did you jump in and say, I'm going to be an influencer?
Man, I think we started doing it 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing it a bit. What's funny is, like, we're new on YouTube, but we got millions of views on YouTube. It's crazy. We got over 100,000 followers on YouTube alone. It grows, like, I get at least 20,000 followers almost every month. So it's going up real quick. TikTok.
Congrats. Hey, congratulations, bro. Salute.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations.
Yeah, man. We're doing pretty well on YouTube. Instagram's kind of slow, but I think Instagram fucking shadow bans and shit like that all the time. So Instagram be trifling sometimes, but yeah.
All right, man. Bet that. But look, what's cars got going down in the future that you're able to talk about? And be safe. And kick ass while you over there, bro. Salute.
All day. I'm gonna try to do some more. So we teach a lot of actors and shit. So we taught Black Mafia Family seasons 1 through 3, all their actors. So that's
what?
Yeah. Yep. So I train all their actors. If you look at my Instagram, you'll see that they, like, some of the.
What? You actually taught? Yep. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up.
Yeah, like.
Damn. All right.
Yeah.
We got an exclusive.
Yeah. So, like.
Here. All right.
Yeah. So, like. I mean, a lot of those dudes, a lot of the actors follow me. Like Da Vinci follows me. Some of the other dudes on the show. Yeah, it's always funny shooting with the actors and shit like that because we have to teach them incorrectly how to shoot because when they get on a set, they can't have real guns. So we have to have them, like, feel the recoil, and then we go through, like, different scenarios of, like, how they would act in a scenario, and it's fucking hilarious because, like, I'll have, like, I had Da Vinci. I think I got a video of him doing this shit, but I gave him dual pistols, and I'm like, man, pretend like someone's fucking stealing your drugs, and you gotta blast the motherfucker. And so he's sitting there like, boo, 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 boo. It's so fucking funny, man. I had a great time fucking doing that. And it's even funnier when the actors see me act it out first, and I'm like, you stole my drugs, motherfucker, and I start blasting them and shit. Like they get fucking wild, bro. It's a fun time. It's a fun
That's
time.
awesome.
Yeah, it's a fun time. I like doing the actor stuff. It's fun.
That's
Man,
crazy.
I've been all over the place, man. I was down in Brazil training their tier 1 unit for their HRT. I mean, I trained the firearms instructors for Border Patrol out in Laredo. I've trained some FBI dudes. I've trained, just about everybody you can think of. I've even trained some agency guys. So the guys for the agency, I've actually trained some of their guys. And, it's funny because people are like, you don't train all these people. And it's like, yeah, bro, I do. It's just.
That's when you like, I know people who know people, and they all killers. They all killers. Let me say it one more time. I know people who know people, and they all killers, baby. That's how we roll. That's the military shit.
Yeah, man.
That's dope, bro. That's dope. Well, look, man, I don't want to take up too much more of your time.
I don't want people to get discouraged when they see this video or hear what I'm saying. I just have to speak the truth about the industry and just how it is. I gave you some examples too, just what I've experienced personally. But I will say, like, the Second Amendment is for everybody. Don't be discouraged. Like, I literally have had people DM me saying, like, hey, man, I appreciate what you do, because they don't feel comfortable. They don't feel comfortable in this, buying a firearm. They don't feel like, going out to the range and training with things they're afraid someone's going to judge them. And so I think that's a travesty for the 2A, is when other people, just because they don't look a certain way, feel left out or feel like they can't own a firearm, protect themselves, or even train with it because they'll be, looked at funny. And I think that's sad. And that I think we need to, focus on, good firearm safety skills, basic, handling of a firearm. I think these are all very important things that we need to get across to people. At my company, we teach everybody, I say, from SWAT teams to 86-year-old grandmas. I even trained Swiss Beats' mom. So shout out to
what? That's
okay. Yeah. So I trained old ladies. I trained Zone. I just had to say that. But yeah, man. I've even futures managers reached out to me, trying to maybe get something hooked up with them. And there's some other celebrities too that I'm trying to get some stuff hooked up with. Because it's about shooting and having a good time. So again, firearms for everybody. Go out there, be safe, stay legal. As Black Rambo says, stay legal, stay safe. I think that's a fucking awesome thing to say. And if you want training from us, we're in like 5 or 6 different states. Go on the website, www.set2sa.com. If you have questions, just feel free to email us. Other than that, have a good time and shoot. Shooters gonna shoot.
Shooters gonna shoot, baby.
Yeah.
All right. This has been episode 50 of the WarDawg Trail podcast. I've had Kaz Actual on the mic, spitting you that original, that exclusive that you only can get here on the WarDawg Trail podcast with your boy, Sergeant WarDawg. All right, now, have a good night. Oh, salute.
Yeah. Run it back, 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 run it back. Lost through the bend, had to crawl back. Can't take no more L's, I need all that. Run off with the pack and get the dome crack. The foe feel short, nigga foe flat. Run it back, 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 run it back. Quit that little drop, now you hustling. They counted you out, now you bubbling. Took you some losses, but bounce back. Now they feeding for you like you good crack. Run it back, 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 run it back. Lost through the bend, had to crawl back. Can't take no more L's, I need all that. Run off with the pack and get the dome crack. The foe feel short, nigga foe flat. Run it back.